Why you get involved in conflicts and seek to resolve them. Give us a sense of Anna Hazare's mood and where his mind is, because you're somebody who's been regularly in touch with him, and what you've been, in a sense, advising him to do.
You know, my role is to soften
all the rough edges.
Got it.
And do you think that you have reached 100% success right now, or 80% success?
I don't gauge my success. I just keep doing what I feel right. And it's for you to see whether it has come to whatever conclusion it takes up.
Guruji, the larger picture of where our country is today. I bring you back to the concerns that what is happening today could change politics forever. It could change politics for the good, and it could also, some people are concerned that now every time someone wants to bring in a legislation, people will go on a fast. And what will happen to the institutions of Parliament? How do you address these concerns?
No, this is a genuine concern. This is genuine concern. You know, but today, because of the so many scams that has come up in the country, the mood of the people was so. But the anger in the mood, that has played a vital role in this particular thing. But one good thing is, you know, when people are angry that way, they usually go on rampage. That was not happening here. That was safeguarded. The people were संयम के साथ रहने लगे. अपने गुस्से को दिखाने में भी लोगों ने एक decency बर्ताव किया. This is really historic in that sense. But as I say, we should never undermine the parliament, the supremacy of our parliament and democracy and law of the land and courts. We should always follow that. That's my contention. I'm not one who break the rules or tod fod karo, ye nahi. But raise your voice whenever you feel that it's not justice.
One of the most emotive issues around the Lokpal has been the inclusion of the Prime Minister within its ambit, and I think we're going to see that happening. Have you personally had a chance to speak with the Prime Minister? And what would you say to him today? What would your appeal be to him, as we are on the verge, as you said, of a breakthrough, but not quite there?
You know, Prime Minister has already had so many appeals. I would not put one more.
But your appeal would make a difference.
One more to it. You know, he has he's inundated with so many requests, appeals, ideas, suggestions. So I only pray and wish everything falls in line very quickly and we find a resolution for this. And I'm also very concerned about Anna's health. If it continues for another few more days, he may have to be really hospitalized. So I hope that stage we don't get into.
You know, there were some concerns last night, in fact, because the doctors were advising hospitalization and the Delhi police was considering doing it forcibly. Are you worried that it might come to that situation?
I wish it doesn't do that way. It doesn't go that way.
Do you think we'll see a resolution in the next couple of days, you think?
I'm so optimistic about it.
Which means before that? Let me ask you a little bit about yourself and your association with this as we end. How did you, as I said, it's a very interesting motley crew, as they say, a very different assorted group of people. How did you get involved in India Against Corruption? And why did you decide to put your weight behind it?
You know, I've been talking about this all along. See, corruption begins with a sense of belongingness. And all I talk is about creating a sense of belongingness. Sense of belongingness with everybody. And that is the core point of spirituality. That you belong to everybody and everyone belongs to you. So we started this, this idea came up and we started this last year. And then Anna Hazare, I knew him from last 30 years. He has been fighting against corruption, you know, from Maharashtra. So I had requested him, Anna, you have to come to the national stage now, not enough just... he said, whom do I know in Delhi? I don't know anybody. No, there will be many people who would love to know you and, you know, listen to your ideas. And he's a perfect Gandhian in that sense. So all of us, there was Baba Ramdev was there, myself, and of course, Arvind Kejriwal played the pivotal role. He is still the center pillar after Anna, that he was coordinating Kiran Bedi. It took a very good start in Delhi. After that, I was traveling around 14 states, asking people to take vow. First, not to bribe anybody. Second, the bureaucrats, I requested bureaucrats to put a sticker on their table, say, I don't take bribes. Third was the Lokpal bill. So these were the three agenda with which we were motivating people all the time.
Have you ever had to encounter an example of corruption? One would think that you are sort of beyond that experience.
Oh yeah. We, whenever you are engaged in any social activity, of course these sort of issues do come. Many times, our own people were asked bribe. We said we'll not give a pie. Just registering a land, getting an NOC for a building, constructing a building, all this, we had to go through this menace of bribery. And every day I meet thousands of people and they all come and talk about the same thing to me.
People like Narayan Murthy have suggested to NDTV that maybe it's better to create a panel of eminent citizens who can look at the Lokpal bill. That is an alternative way of doing it. Let's not do it in a hurry. But do you believe, Guruji, do you endorse that view, or do you believe it must be done in this session of Parliament?
See, whoever has drafted, whether it's from Jan Lokpal bill or Aruna Roy's or someone else, it may nothing will be perfect. They all may have some flaws, or they may all have some modification that is needed to them. So that is an issue that is left to the government, to the expert to sit and work on it. We cannot dictate terms on those things. But basically the principle should be followed. Like, CBI should be independent, or upper bureaucracy, lower bureaucracy, and then the politicians. So these are the basic factors, basic points. If we all agree, then the details could be worked out. It can take its own time. Always laws are always associated with amendments. Amendments can go on.
So you're saying the agreement on the basic principles is more important than setting deadlines for the legislation? Because Anna's team has a deadline, in a way. And you're also Anna's team, but some parts of Anna's team.
See, otherwise, things can just be kept in the Parliament, like women's bill now. It's there forever.
Ever since I became a journalist, it's been in Parliament, actually.
So, then this whole movement would be going into drains. So we want to see that the bill is passed so that it becomes a कानून बन जाना चाहिए, नहीं तो इन सब में पानी फिर जाएगा.
लेकिन जो कुछ ideas हैं, जैसे बाबा रामदेव का है death sentence for economic offences, or some others say that liberalization should be stopped. Are you concerned कि ideas पे ज़्यादा focus अभी तक नहीं हुआ?
Many people will have many ideas. What is good for common people? What's good for large number of people on a long-term basis? That wisdom somebody has to take decision. Because ideas may all be very good, some parts it may go in parts or in whole. But we only have to get a broad picture of the whole thing.
Yet fasting is not your way. And I remember reading once that one of your followers, a diabetes patient, was on a fast, and you called
last time when
you called him and you said, please stop the fast.
Correct.
Why? Because you believe health
life is more important. Life is more important. I honor life more than that. If somebody is alive, they can do more. I also pleaded to people. Yesterday I got the news that 20 people in the village of Anna is going to immolate themselves.
Yeah.
And that was and we had to make frantic efforts to make people understand this. Immolation is not an answer. And yesterday another gentleman immolated himself. एक आदमी ने आग लगा लिया अपने आप को. देखो इस तरह का extreme जो mindset है ना, reaction, ये गलत है. कोई चीज ऐसे रातों रात नहीं खड़ी हो सकती है.
Are you worried that this is still a situation that could go out of control? क्योंकि आपने extreme mindset की बात की.
I am extremely worried that these things can go out of control. That's why this whole effort is being, there is such a hurry
to find a middle path.
To find a middle path and get it through.
Very last question. You said you honor life. So would you, again I ask you, appeal at this moment to Anna Hazare to call off his fast?
Definitely, when he has taken up a mission to accomplish a goal. Unless that goal is met, he'd not relent.
Yeah.
I usually say, I prefer an agitation separate and unction separate.
Yeah.
World over, people do agitations. और उनके साथ अनशन जुड़ा हुआ नहीं है. दुनिया भर में लोग करते हैं, संग्राम करते हैं, संघर्ष करते हैं. उस संघर्ष के साथ अनशन नहीं होता. मगर हिंदुस्तान में एक परंपरा चली आ रही है बहुत पहले से, महात्मा गांधी जी से, उससे पहले से भी. तो वो परंपरा ऐसे टूट नहीं सकती, ताकि वो बल अनशन के साथ ही संघर्ष
पर आज हालात हो
बल है.
आज हालात क्या ठीक है अनशन तोड़ने के लिए?
मुझे लग रहा है कि चंद घंटों में आपके सामने ये सब बातें आ जाएगी. तो टीम अन्ना आपको सब बता दें.
Well, we hope for good news. Thank you so much, Sri Ji, for talking.